Oh, Monty wraps up. What did you talk? I didn't watch Summoning Insight. Did you talk about all the G2 stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll watch that tonight then.
It's at the beginning.
I can't believe that we're in 2021 and League of Legends fans still haven't figured out how fucking sports works. Carlos is a piece of shit for doing what's best for him. I wanted a piece of that. I was hoping
we've done that one before, back with the perk stuff. Back in the day when it was like, Fnatic should have been able to get perks. It's like, no, that's not how contracts work. Like, why would Carlos want that?
The whole region to just benefit G2's. Like, you have to fucking think about that.
If people don't know, the maddest deal, I'll very briefly just say, the maddest deal about that story is we're talking about teenagers who don't know anything about jobs, contracts, anything, who are saying things publicly like a player still under contract should be allowed to go to any team he wants for any price that's
including that team's rival.
So in the case of Fnatic, not only is Carlos obliged to sell one of his stars to his main rival, but actually, if you know the numbers behind the scenes and how much Fnatic has, he would essentially have to also give a $5 million discount, and in doing so, by the way, not make the player himself a multi-millionaire the second he signed that contract.
Yeah, I know, it's so insane. So sorry, I'm derailing.
I always say this. I know the sentiment comes from the capitalist world in which it's like, wow, workers rise up, seize the means of production. When pro players, and in League of Legends this is especially the case, make sometimes 5 or 10x what they can ever generate for the organization. The joke is, the second they seize the means of production, they'll be broke motherfuckers with no money. It's why no pro player, think it through guys, in any game that's open, does go and make his own team. Because he'd just piss off. Like, you know when people think in OG, it was all their own money, Richard? They'd have no TI money left, you daft cunts. They'd literally have just bled it all away. How would that help them? The whole game of esports is the one person right now who inarguably profits continuously with almost no loss is the pro player, and he does it at the expense of every other entity in the industry, while you sit there for free consuming all the content and going, why isn't this in 1080p? And also, why are there adverts being played? I don't want to watch Facebook, you know what I mean? Like, you fucking idiots. It's the other way around. The players, I mean, inadvertently, thanks to fuckers like Noah Winston, essentially exploit the teams, you daft cunt.
Yeah,
that's the end of my statement. And finish now. So you triggered me with the G2 thing. You triggered me.
I was thinking about calling you up and saying, if you're gonna get on that topic, get me in. Because
here's the other thing. I'll quickly address this. Right, the other thing about the current story is the idea that he's blocking this one team. Right, apparently not even true. He's explicitly actually said if people want to go to that team, they can go to that team. That's also what's mad. I'm sick of this hysterical tone when anything happens. Right, where you take everything to fever pitch and it's 11. Right, so essentially, even if it was true, just like Fnatic, let's say he's blocking one team, Richard. It's Vitality, right? So what you're saying is this player who's under contract. That, by the way, you could sell to literally anyone unless he has a special no trade clause or where he gets a say. It probably doesn't. Essentially, even though you could literally, by the way, if you don't like the guy, say, I'm going to find the shittest team ever that'll still pay me some good money and I'll sell you to them because fuck you. Instead of that, what he's saying is you can go to any team in the entire world except one, and fans are going, he has no say. He's a fucking slave and a prisoner. He's trapping him. You're out of your minds, guys. Like, again, this is about the most reasonable. What I'll say quickly is this one thing I want to say. Carlos, one of the reasons I fuck with him is he shares the same thing me and Richard do, which is because we've had incredibly minor, overblown things we've done or said that people make out are actual crimes. Not a single one would ever be tried in a court of law. Not a single one would cause an arrest or is illegal. Not a single one compared to all the shit people do in esports. What people do is this. They use the fucked logic that, because that's public, imagine what they've done in private. Well, funny how none of you can ever dig a single skeleton up, isn't it? Meanwhile, so Carlos is like that. All of his sins are on front row. You've seen them all. They're out there. They're very minor. They're misspeaking. They're saying something stupid. They're being young. They're flaming people. Meanwhile, I actually know, because he's such an honest person and such a straightforward person, that's why they're out there. That's why it happens to me and Richard. Meanwhile, the guys you love, They're the ones who have all the skeletons in the closet. They're the ones who paint the nice guy face on. And so when I see things on Reddit, like you guys are riding with Sam Matthews and Fnatic as the great org and the great guys and the ones who understand business, but Carlos and G2 are morons, you got it completely inverted, you fucking cretins.
And now.
The other thing to add on to this that I love about these fans and the philosophy of like, oh yeah, perks should be allowed to go anywhere, is they want, to put it in perspective, guys, when you are engaging in sports, you are engaging in peak capitalism. Okay. Yeah. Like sports is the Ayn Randian fantasy of like the titan of the industry being so crucial to the company or a country's or a team's success that without them the team is nothing, right? If they walk away, then the productivity just plunges into the abyss. Like that's what you're signing up for. In any sport, the star players are paid many, 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 many multiples of what the average or bench player is paid. When you engage in sports, you are engaging in like raw primal capitalism at its absolute apex, right? And so to come in and like pretend that it's some sort of socialistic endeavor is like, I don't think you understand what you're watching, guys. Like you can apply that to other factors of your life, but to try to apply that to sports and competition is absurd. So yeah. Fuck right off with that. Like, if you don't expect people to be capitalists in sports, you are wrong. Like, you are doing it wrong. You are thinking about it wrong. You are engaging with the content.
It turned out as well, it was all bullshit anyway, right? I mean, didn't even the person that leaked the report said, just to clarify, actually, it's a breakdown in interpersonal relationships within the team. And Carlos hasn't specifically said he won't be selling to Vitality. So, yep, cheers. Cheers for 3,000 comments, all calling one of the greatest contributors to League of Legends history an irredeemable piece of shit.
By the way, even though this threatens to get me banned, I'll just repeat again. When a post of mine, which was a totally accurate report, which later came to fruition exactly as I essentially implied, with the very coach being fired, despite many people considering him the fucking coach of the split in the spring, I think he even won the award. When I did this post, the reason Reddit mods removed the post was because they couldn't verify the sources. Now that means that Reddit, essentially their mods, the implication is co-signed that fake report. They co-signed that mistranslation. They co-signed 3,000 comments which have now tarred a man's reputation and will be repeated forever by Fnatic fans and Vitality fans on Reddit ad infinitum, where we all know those stories. You can never put that genie back. The Reddit mods themselves are basically complicit in that because of their past precedents that they've set. There we go. I'll just say it again. I keep saying the truth forever. You choose what you do with it. Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.